February is the month of love, but February is also the time when we pay great attention to our health. It's nice enough to swim, it's good to run, and all those things. But let's look at diet, and fish is certainly a big thing that we should all be eating more of. But many people are scared of fish because they don't like to touch it, which is nonsense. And secondly, they don't know how to cook it. But let me show you how to make a most delicious crumbed fish dish and a lovely salad to go with it. Let's start with the salad. Now, people are often shy away from salads because it's all last minute. This salad you can do hours before. You can actually even do it the day before. Slice the onions in nice little half slices. Then you season the onions, and now, contrary to all the rules, we dress the onions at this stage. Then on top of those we put the little baby tomatoes. The lettuce does not necessarily want to be in touch with the dressing, but it's well separated. Now, once you've done this, Janet is going to overwrap this for us with cling film. Here's our bowl of prepared salad. You stick it in the fridge, and when you need to serve it, you take a fork and a spoon and you toss the salad, and that's it. Now, from the ground up, you deal with a reliable fishmonger. You make sure the fish is absolutely fresh. If you get any whiff of a fishy smell, walk away and go and buy somewhere else. When the fish comes home, cover it with film and then put an ice block on top. So the fish is kept colder than fridge temperature, but not frozen. We put not too much, just a little bit of the fish spice on. Now we can leave this fish to sit with its seasoning on while we prepare the crumb topping. The crumb topping that we're going to put on there's two things that we need to consider. You want those crumbs to be absolutely deliciously tasty, and you also want them to be golden brown when you put them on the fish, so that you don't have to cook the fish for too long so that it becomes overcooked. But the trick is, how do you stick those crumbs to the fish? Now, the best glue is to use an egg yolk and roughly about 2 tablespoons of our herb dressing, any of those creamy dressings. We do a paint job on the fish. Now, the crumbs that go on top. In the food processor, we break up about half a bread roll or 2 slices of bread. We add the onion, we add some grated lemon rind, and we add some parsley or thyme or whatever herbs you've got. The butter is completely melted now, 1 tablespoon of butter, and it's just beginning to give that lovely browning butter flavor. Now only do we add the olive oil. Just allow the butter to cook out a little bit. So at this stage we can add the seasoning. Okay. Right, before we put the fish on this wire rack, just take a piece of kitchen paper and brush it lightly with a little bit of oil. We're going to bake the fish on a wire rack so that we get the fish cooking beautifully underneath and not steaming in its own juice. Now we've got this lovely crunchy topping. Get sprinkled on. Now we can just level it out a bit. Now it goes into the oven about 25 minutes. But the best way to test fish is the thickest part, say after 23 minutes. Just pull it and see if it's completely opaque and not clear anymore, then you know it's done. Now we're going to serve the fish with a salad that we've made already and some lemon wedges. Now let me show you the easy way to do lemon wedges. You know, dill is one of the herbs that goes superbly with fish. It's not perhaps a herb that we use often enough, but next time when you see it, try it. Now when you want to squeeze some of this lovely lemon juice over your fish, always put your fork into it and squeeze. And now you're squeezing dill and lemon at the same time. It tastes wonderful. This looks really good. And the skin underneath also catches any juices. Put some nice lemon wedges. Then, if you have them in the fridge, a couple of caper berries. Now that wasn't too much trouble, and it is healthy, and it certainly will impress anybody, from the kids to the MD to the mother-in-law. The salad to follow. This has been sitting in the fridge, so everything is beautifully chilled. You can obviously add olives to the salad, or cucumber, or whatever else you want. And then, just before you serve the salad, now you toss it. And your beautifully marinated veggies come up to the top, but the lettuce leaves are still beautifully crisp. Well, come for lunch.